Okay. The Lancer in Group 3. Front rear turbocharger. Okay. The steering response, the acceleration, the noise level, our own physical response to it. No, right? I'm not. I'm on your side. You get used to it. You eventually have to drop back to front rear naturally aspirated. Which this is front rear turbocharger. And this is the slowest of the slowest turbocharger. We could change the differential maybe. No. Okay, and now the SZ. Right, again in Group 3, now mid-rear turbocharger. This is more of a real car. So sorry, sad to say. I do apologize. Have a good rest of your day. May the rest of your days be good and restful days indeed. Okay then. What do you want? Look at the steering response. There's something there. And the wheelbase. Okay then, fine. And yeah, you're a tall guy, but you're still flesh and bone or just muscle and fat. Oh. I'm on your side. I like the Lancer just as much as you do. And the superchargers. Okay. And we'll get used to this, but it's... You have to be healthy, you have to be fit, and you have to keep up with things. So sorry. And... No bullshitting. No bullshitting. It kills people. It's worse than planes, I think. But that's what they used to say. Or that's, you know? Like planes are safer than cars, no? And I have to believe it. I was on a plane one time. Not by myself. Right. So the cabin was full of people. And we hit some turbulence, and I was laughing because I could tell that the pilot was just... Sorry, we're about to hit some turbulence. You know? Because I was having a pretty bad time, or somebody was, and then he was just like, sorry, but this is gonna be like a little bit like a roller coaster ride, I'm bored. That type of thing. And meanwhile, drivers, you just cannot trust any one of them. They'll say Honda, Mitsubishi, and you'll be like, but what about the Alfa Romeos of the world? I'm like, yeah, but you can't just Peugeot and then Renault your way out of a situation. I was like, really? You're gonna tell me there's anything but the Viper on the American side? And I was like, yeah, I know, don't do that though. And I was like, I don't need to have this conversation. See you again. Like, look. Okay, yeah, I'm looking. Fine. Look, Coffee Monster and everything. Coffee Monster is here. Get me a coffee. Coffee Monster. So we're having a coffee. Yeah, well, the car list. You're looking at the cars, you're looking at the brand, you're looking at the size, because it's drivable for you. Then you're looking at the aspiration or the drivetrain based on front rear, mid rear, and then turbocharger and naturally aspirated. You'd think supercharger and front or rear rear, but you'd be wrong without the turbocharger and the mid rear and then front rear naturally aspiration. So you're thinking the weight then, and you're thinking the size again, but you have to go by the power to weight distribution because it's like too much car for you or the track gives out, or so you settle for whatever it is, whatever you can within reach of your just like fitness, not to say height or age, but just fitness, just like, you know, Like the clothes that you like to wear, but because they're the clothes that you like to wear, not because they fit you, not because of the color, not because of the texture, not because it's cheap or expensive or affordable, or it's because of the look. Right. Well, I'm just saying, it's the goddamn wheelbase every fucking time. Do the fucking reading. Save yourself the pain in the ass, the trouble that isn't worth the bother. Right. Well, my friend was like, I got this driving simulator thing. It's like the video games that you like. What do you think? And I said, I don't know, man. Cars aren't even a real thing to me. What do you mean? And I was like, well, they're expensive. Like they're a hazard. Like I hear problems all the fucking time. And by the way, I don't know any of the physics for this. So I'm leaning on, you know, the classical mechanics that is now the relativity that is just this is a headache in terms of math that I don't want to do in terms of just words really. I was like, okay, thanks. And I'm not saying I don't like cars. Like the movie was awesome. And at that point, it was just, right. Take your pick of just Fast and the Furious or Rush, right? Then, okay then. Just saying. The George Harrison documentary, I don't even like the Beatles, but there's a bit where there's like a race car driver there, no? Okay. And I told them, like, listen, as far as the Fast and the Furious, I like them up until the second one or the third one. I said, great, good for them. All of the fucking bald guy and blonde guy, and then group cool guys, team effort. Great. As far as Rush is concerned, I like the bit where he says, if anything, I just, have a good, have a good ass. Right. And then the other bit where he says, there was an accident. I could smell it before it happened, so I got out of the fucking way. Right. And I said, listen, you're smart like me. About this girl, you are not gonna tell me that you don't know this already. I'm not saying premonitions, deja vu, seeing the future, but you don't have to be that smart. So quit it already. So then shit that you could avoid if you go slow enough. Well, there's just been before you were born, or anybody. The beginning before the beginning before the beginning before the beginning, or whatever the hell it is. And all right, already. Start from the top. Fine. Go sitting. No, I hate you so much. Yeesh. Okay, fine. PlayStations, PlayStations, PlayStations. I'm going home to my PlayStations, PlayStations, PlayStations. Phantom Blade Zero, Judas, Moonlighter 2, Hell Let Loose, Wolverine, coming out after August maybe, or later in the year. Who knows, right? Werewolf. PlayStations, PlayStations, PlayStations. Mm. And by the way, oh my god, what? It sounds funny. Turbochargers and superchargers. Like you can't hear the thing, even though you can respond or whatever. So your sense of time is way off. Again, the time travel that is the time dilation dilution that was the mood disorder now. Okay. Look, me driving, right? The 4C because I'm a small guy, but then the Mustang because I'm a young guy, and then the AMG because I'm old school like that. And then I can hit that GT2 test car, or the R8, or the BRZ like nobody's business. And the M4, and the RZ7, and the RSO1. Let alone the Corvette, or the Viper. Right. But then there's like a tall guy that thinks they can do it at my height, or with what I've got going on, which is brains. Right. Because then they have an attitude and they're pissy. Now it's time travel, because it's the same race that we're all there for. Okay. Physically, traveling in time. But in brain, the time dilation dilution of just, he's upset, he's pissy, he's, touchy about stuff. Okay. And then the mood disorder that I don't have, by the way, because of my height, I know that I can't mess with him. Now, I don't like him no matter what the fuck he ever does or says to me in his fucking life. For me, I couldn't give two fucks less. He'll never know the life of a short guy. Right. But I can definitely relate because there's a little one, or a little guy, or a young one shorter than me. Right. He's living the high life of being tall guy or big guy. But all sorts of problems, because I gotta be like, do you want to sit down? I'm like, no, fucking ouch, big time. I'm like, do you need me to just, reach down for me or something? You're low to the ground. And I was like, I can't like you no matter what you do. I was like, yeah, whatever the fuck you say. And I was like, you're going to hurt me, aren't you? I was like, yeah, 100. Like, the thing is, he's hurting way more. Yeah. And I just need to knock some sense into him. So, that was it. You fucking dummy. Only so many of those. Fucking quit it. Or you don't make the cut. Right. There's not enough oxygen in his brain, let alone the weather up there. So he's like fake tall. Like Team Fake Happy, which some people pick to be, and I'm like, what the fuck are you even saying to me? Team Fake Happy for the win. Are you out of your fucking mind? Right. Like Team Fake Smart, Fake Pretty. Worse. All three combined. It's Team Pissy, and then not feeling it because you just went toe to toe with somebody. They have three, and you have 3/10 of a second, and there's three in the middle somewhere. Somebody loses their one, and then you never had a chance to begin with. False start, non-starter, win by default. And then from not feeling it, sometimes you're just quiet about being a team pissy, and then you just right. You're just checking the air, the temperature, the water, the time of day. You're like, it was daytime last time I saw your fucking face, or it was whenever it was. You gotta remind me about this bullshit that you're on about with me. Right. They're older. They're taller. They're on English, but not video games or fucking, and then saying it's like, huh, it's like, right. So sorry. Right. Hmm.